Hi, minasan, konnichiwa, Vince des. Hello everyone, this is Vince, and today I will discuss to you again another intermediate level kind of grammar. Well, our lesson number 0096 is all about how to use naru together with an I adjective. So, this is an intermediate level type of grammar, and first I want to show to you what is the purpose of this intermediate level lesson. So let's see the purpose, minasan. The purpose, or rather the time that we could appreciate the learning, we could appreciate learning this kind of lesson is here, minasan. The purpose of this lesson number 0096, or rather section 4.7.2, this is to show that a thing or someone, to show that someone is becoming something, or a thing is becoming something that is describable through the use of an I adjective, through the using naru. Hence we have the combination I adjective in its adverbial form plus naru. Take note, I adjective in its adverbial form plus naru. Okay, so again, here's the purpose, minasan. You can screenshot this, and you will apply this lesson if you are to think of saying or writing a grammar with this kind of purpose. Okay, but first, minasan, I would like to clarify this naru. The naru that we are discussing here is the naru that we are discussing here, as far as section 4.7 is concerned. Sorry, okay, the naru that we have been referring to in this section 4.7 is this kind of naru, kunyomi naru, with this kanji, and it means to become, and it is an intransitive verb and a godan verb. Okay, a godan intransitive verb, and it means to become something. To become something. Say, become a doctor, isha ni naru, or ishi ni naru, just like what you have learned in the lesson number 0094. And because we have two kinds of naru, this is the first kind of naru, which is the one being used in this section 4.7, and the second kind of naru, so that you will not be confused. The second kind of naru is this naru, also a godan verb and also an intransitive verb, but take note of the meaning. To sound, as in birds chirp, or a bird makes its chirping. Or to ring, say cell phone or telephone, or alarm. Okay, this is also naru. Take note of the kanji and its kunyomi, also naru, so please don't be confused. Example, kasai hochiki nga natta. Kasai hochiki nga natta. The fire alarm sounded. Kasai hochiki nga natta. Kasai hochiki is fire alarm. Nga usually paired with intransitive verb, telling that there's something happened with the alarm. What happened? It rang, or it sounded. Kasai hochiki nga natta. The fire alarm sounded. Okay, so we have some vocabularies here, minasan, and I want you to take note of this vocabulary here. You can also make screenshots of this vocabulary. Okay, please just screenshot this, minasan, so that you will not we could save time. Okay, and as you can see here, minasan, the kara particle could mean from and could also mean because, or due to, or since blah blah blah, or because, not just from. And we have here, you can see in number 5, naru, but the naru we are talking here is not the naru here, but rather the naru here, this kind of naru. Okay, so please just screenshot this vocabulary, minasan. Okay, well, you might be confused if you try to digest the first sentence here, because what I would like you to know, minasan, is how to relate naru, how to do a how does naru goes with an I adjective. But you can also read here, because the ni particle is a target particle that is used for nouns and used by extension na adjectives. And so sometimes we need to use something else to show that something is becoming, a thing is becoming something. And since becoming, or naru, expresses a change in state, it makes sense to describe this process using not just an adverb, but using an adverbial form of I adjective. In fact, you will notice that we have been using the ni that goes with the naru as told in lesson number 0094. Anyway, minasan, just a reminder, when doing conjugation with the e is an I adjective. That means good, or likable, or good, or impressive, or let's say very good, or very splendid. Okay, when doing conversion or conjugation of I adjective e, please, minasan, convert it first to yoy. Convert it to yoy. Anyway, they have both the same meaning. E and yoy have both the same meaning. But when you're doing conversions and conjugations, the e has to be converted to yoy. It's like you do conversion or conjugation of e, the e becomes yoku, because what is the adverbial form of e? First convert it to yoy, drop the rightmost e and replace with ku. Okay, so the yoy becomes yoku. Okay, so just a reminder, minasan. Now let us take a note here, minasan. Okay, now this is the meat of our lesson. This is the important part of our lesson, minasan, and I want you to digest this, minasan. This is the important part. Okay, since naru, okay, let's just since naru expresses a change in state, it makes sense to use the adverbial form of an I adjective in as far as this lesson is concerned. Hence the usage of the rule. We have a rule here, minasan. Step 1. Sorry masan. Sorry. Moshiwake. Arimasen. Okay. Sorry. Okay, step 1. We have a rule here, minasan. Step 1. So, if you have an I adjective, you determine the rightmost I all adjectives, all I adjectives have its or has its rightmost I. So the step one is to drop the rightmost I of that I adjective and then replace that I with ku. So the yoi, this is also I. The yoi becomes yoku. And the takai means high or tall. Takai becomes takaku. Takai means takaku. Tsuyoi meaning strong. Tsuyoi becomes tsuyoku. So that's the step one. Determine the rightmost I of the I adjective. Drop that and replace it with ku. So step two. Step 2. After transforming the I adjective using the step 1, then immediately right after that add the naru or natta or narimashita depending on the tense of the verb. So naru or narimas if it is immediate future tense or present tense, immediate future tense or present tense, naru or narimas. And if it is past tense, it's either natta or narimashita. Okay, so let's apply these rules, step 1 and step 2. Let's apply the rule, minasan, here. As you can see in the examples, kyonen kara, kyonen is last year, kyonen kara背が高くなったね。去年から背が高くなったね。Your height has gotten taller from last year, huh? 去年から背が高くなったね。Okay, so you can see with regard to our today's lesson, the important part here, the emphasized part is emphasized using the orange font. Takakunatta. So you can see takai is an I adjective. To pair it with naru, make the I adjective in its adverbial form. So what's the adverbial form of takai? Takaku. And then immediately add the naru. But we are talking here in context as past tense. So what's the past tense of naru? Natta. So takakunatta. 去年から背が高くなったね。Your height has gotten taller from last year, huh? So example number 2. 運動しているから強くなる。運動しているから強くなる。So the one speaking here is he speaking of himself. 運動しているから強くなる。Since I am doing exercise, kara. Doing exercise is undo shiteiru kara. Since I am doing exercise, undo shiteiru kara tsuyoku naru. Since I've been doing exercise, then I'm sure that I'll become strong. Or here, I will become stronger because I am exercising. Also the same translation. Okay, example number 3. 勉強をたくさんしたから頭が良くなった。勉強をたくさんしたから頭が良くなった。 Again, 勉強をたくさんしたから頭が良くなった。Since I studied a lot, taksan is a lot. Since I studied a lot, 勉強をたくさんしたから since I studied a lot, I become smarter. Smarter is 頭が良くなった。I became smarter. 頭が良くなった。Or the head becomes better. 頭 is head. 頭が良くなった。I became smarter or literally the head became better. Okay, so Minasan, in the next grammar lesson, we will discuss 4.7.3. But for today, this is as far as we could go. And I thank you, minasan, for watching until the end. 最後までご視聴本当にありがとうございました。最後まで見てくれてありがとうございました、皆さん。Thank you for watching until the end. And please don't forget to like, share, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Press that like button and please spread my lessons, share it, and please don't forget to subscribe. 皆さん応援してくれて本当にありがとうございました。それから登録ボタンをして登録ボタンをしてくれて本当にありがとうございました。Please ぜひぜひよろしくお願いします。Please subscribe to my channel. And this is the end part of our lesson. 今日はここまでです。もう処理なんです。And this is as far as we could go. So I'll see you in the next lesson, 皆さん。それでは皆さんということでまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。それでは皆さん、もう処理なんです。ありがとう。バイバイ。ありがとう。バイバイ。